After I got reborn, I immediately had my driver pick me up from school in the most expensive car we had. All because that two-faced snake Jake wanted to get with my childhood sweetheart, so he went around telling everyone I was the only broke kid in school. And he pretended like he was the one from a loaded family, so when he came up to me again after school one day, and offered me a ride home in his fancy car saying I probably had no one coming for me, a limited edition Rolls-Royce pulled right up to the school gate, and everyone around us just froze in shock. The driver stepped out and walked straight up to me. With a respectful bow, he said, "Young master, your father sent me to bring you home." "Got it, the car is mine." And the other guys standing nearby were all completely stunned. Wait, how is Ryan actually Ryan Goo, and who exactly is Ryan Goo? How does his family roll up in something like that? "Tyler, you and Ryan are tight. Do you know what his deal is?" Right then, Tyler felt like someone had smacked him hard across the face. Like he had just taken an invisible slap. He could not shake off a limited edition Rolls Royce. How much money do you even need to afford something like that? Tyler quietly clenched his fists. By then I was already in the car, and through the rearview mirror I spotted Tyler's dad pulling up. But after what I just pulled off that car of his was nothing but an appetizer, and his ride could not compete at all. My driver noticed I was acting differently than usual, and could not help but speak up. "Young master, I thought you hated all this flashy stuff. I changed my mind. Starting today I want a car picking me up and dropping me off every single day. The more over the top the better, and ideally a different car every day." When he heard what I was asking for, the driver could barely contain his excitement. "Young master, you should have been doing this all along. You are the pride and joy of the Goo family. The whole household has been treating you like you were made of glass since you were a little scared to even breathe wrong around you." I glanced over at Uncle Lee and asked, "Is there a dinner tonight?" "Yes, it is, about your engagement with Miss Ye. Sounds good." I remembered it clearly in my past life at that same dinner. Mom and Dad had wanted to call off the engagement, but Evelyn Ye's mother was dead set on getting her daughter married into our family. Evelyn herself wanted absolutely nothing to do with it, but she could not go against her mother's wishes. After all, the Ye family was on the verge of collapse, and without the Goo family's help, they would have gone bankrupt in less than 6 months. In my past life, I was too soft-hearted. I could not stand watching the family of the girl I had a crush on hit rock bottom, so I agreed on the spot to marry Evelyn after graduation. But I was not going to be that stupid this time around. Soon the car pulled up in front of the Four Seasons Hotel. I stepped out and immediately spotted Evelyn just arriving at the entrance. She had deliberately hung back outside and waited for me, and once I walked toward her, she spoke in a cold, flat tone. "Ethan, I am warning you, I do not like you, and I am not marrying you." "Same here." The moment I said that, Evelyn's brow furrowed hard. She had always known about the little crush I used to have on her. It was obvious to anyone. Literally everyone could tell I was into her, even though I never said it out loud, and she never bothered to call it out because she had zero interest in me. So hearing me say I did not like her and did not want to marry her threw her off. Evelyn let out a cold scoff, figuring I was just acting out after getting rejected. Just my ego throwing a fit inside the private dining room. My parents were already seated, and since Mr. Ye had passed away years ago, only Mrs. Ye was there to represent their side, Evelyn, and I had barely stepped into the room. When Mrs. Ye rushed over and grabbed my hand all warm and bubbly, "Oh Ethan, look at you. You have gotten so slim since the last time I saw you. Even more handsome too." I remembered exactly how calculating Mrs. Ye could be. Back then, after I married Evelyn, she went straight for my assets. She'd already started scheming over what she could get from my marriage to Evelyn even before the wedding happened. And later she lived out her golden years comfortably off the money I had brought into the Ye family, then had the nerve to show up dressed to the nines at Evelyn and Tyler's wedding. Looking at Mrs. Ye's overly eager expression, I pulled my hand back. "Mrs. Ye, I have actually put on 10 pounds since we last met. Why do not we all just get down to business tonight, seeing how cold I was being?" Mrs. Ye looked visibly flustered, and Evelyn beside her was clearly annoyed. "Ethan, how do you talk to my mom like that? I was just telling the truth." "Evelyn, what are you getting all worked up about?" Faced with my pushback, Evelyn let out a sharp scoff. "Ethan, cut out the spoiled rich boy act. I know you look down on our family. Fine. We were reaching above our station. If you do not want to go through with this, just say so." Mrs. Ye grabbed Evelyn's arm and shook it frantically. "Evelyn, what on earth are you saying?" Their family had fallen on hard times, and without the Goo family's support, how were the two of them supposed to rebuild the Ye family name on their own? Evelyn was not hiding her frustration at all. "Mom, stop trying to hold me back. Everything I said is true." Sure enough, my parents' expressions shifted completely. If they had been keeping up basic civility before, they could not even fake a smile anymore. So this was how Evelyn had always seen their son. "It sounds like your daughter has no interest in marrying my son either. I think we should just call this off. Mr. Goo, please, she is just young and does not know what she is saying. Do not take it personally. I will have Evelyn apologize to Ethan properly, and besides, Ethan has always been so fond of her. I am sure these two just had a little disagreement." "Ethan, honey, is that not right?" Mrs. Ye looked at me with desperate eyes, and I just answered her calmly. "Actually, ma'am, you have it wrong, Evelyn, and I have always just been childhood friends, nothing more." And just now outside, Evelyn already made it very clear to me. She told me she does not like me and absolutely will not marry me, and I feel exactly the same way. So I came here tonight to tell you directly. I want to call off the engagement with Evelyn. When they heard what I said, Mrs. Ye was stunned, and Evelyn stood there completely frozen. She knew I used to have a massive crush on her, and was always finding excuses to talk to her. She knew all of that. So how could I possibly be agreeing to call off the engagement just like that? My parents were just as blindsided. I had always been so stubborn about this. They had spent so long trying to talk me out of going along with the Ye family's plan, and I just would not listen. So why had I suddenly changed my mind? "Ma'am, let's skip dinner tonight. It would probably be best if our two families kept some distance going forward." With that, I stood up, walked over to my parents and said, "Mom, Dad, let's go." Seeing my mom and dad sitting right there in front of me, my eyes started to sting. In my past life, it was my own stubbornness that led to Evelyn targeting and tearing down the Goo family. When you strip it all away, Evelyn was just a user, plain and simple. In my past life, my parents did so much for her family. But once the Ye family came out on top and Evelyn had power and status, the first thing she did was go after the Goo family, because Evelyn had a massive ego, and a petty heart too. She had always felt deep down that my parents pushing me to marry her was an insult to the Ye family, and charity thrown in Evelyn's face. So once she got power, she could not wait to destroy the Goo family and wipe out what she called her humiliation. A woman like that did not deserve a single thing from the Goo family. When we got home for dinner, I made up my mind to start losing weight, and my mom did not say much. She quietly carried a plate of food in and set it in front of me. When I saw the steamed vegetables and shrimp on the table, I was caught off guard, and my mom looked at me with gentle eyes. "You still have to eat even when you are watching your weight." Starting tomorrow, I will have the housekeeper put together a proper meal plan for you. My eyes got watery before I even realized it. Mom and Dad are here, and that is all that matters. Going through everything in my past life, I finally understood how precious family really is. I used to be so insecure about my weight that I completely took my parents' love for granted, and went looking for warmth from people who never deserved that from me. Thank you, Mom. I kept my head down and ate my vegetables bite after bite. I made myself a promise. 3 months. That was my deadline to get this weight off. The next morning, I was dizzy from hunger, but when I stepped on the scale, I had dropped 5 pounds overnight. I was happy, but I knew it was just water weight. Losing weight takes real consistency, and I could not afford to get sloppy about it. At school, I had a luxury car dropping me off and picking me up every single day, and the other students were absolutely green with envy. I had just settled into my seat when Tyler walked over and slid a box of chocolates onto my desk. Thinking back, I was not actually that heavy when I was younger, even though I had my insecurities. But then I started gaining weight out of nowhere, and at the time I figured it was just stress. It was only later that I realized something was off, because the timing lined up perfectly with when I first met Tyler. On top of luring me in with food, he had probably been slipping something into what I was eating to make me gain weight. Hey, do not even worry about it, man. I know this diet thing has been rough on you. One little piece is not going to hurt anything. He said that while literally pushing the whole box of chocolates into my hand. But then I suddenly let out a shout and the entire box of chocolates went flying to the floor. It made quite a scene in the middle of class, and after I said a few words to the English teacher who was in the middle of the lesson, she confiscated the chocolates. Watching those imported chocolates get taken away by the English teacher, Tyler did not look happy at all. Losing the chocolates was the least of it, because those chocolates had something inside them. From where I was sitting, I watched Tyler's little scheme fall apart, and I leaned back and settled in. Our English teacher was always one to pocket a free perk. With chocolates that pricey, there was no way they were not going straight into her stomach after she confiscated them. I was genuinely curious to see how Tyler was going to handle things when this whole thing blew up in his face. When the break between classes rolled around, Tyler bolted to the teacher's office the second the bell rang. Tried to own up to it, but those chocolates were gone for good. He had just stepped out of the office when he ran right into Evelyn. Evelyn took one look at Tyler's dazed and lost expression and asked him straight up, "What were you doing in there?" Tyler explained what happened. The moment he brought up my name, Evelyn's patience wore thin fast. "You need to stop hanging around Ethan, you know that. You remember what happened at the pool, right? You told me yourself afterward that Ethan pulled you in. He has never had good intentions toward you. You do not need someone like that as a friend." Seeing Evelyn stand up for him, Tyler felt a little flutter of satisfaction inside. But then thinking about how I had been showing up to school in a different luxury car every day, Tyler could not help but bring it up. "Hey, can I ask, is Ethan's family actually loaded? Because I see him switching up the cars every single day for drop-off and pickup. He must be pretty wealthy, right? And you guys grew up together, right? We are nothing to each other. And whether his family has money, what does that have to do with me?" Tyler caught the irritation in Evelyn's voice right away. He quickly tried to walk it back. "Sorry, I was just asking off the top of my head." Noticing how flustered Tyler looked, Evelyn realized she had come across way too harsh and softened her tone. Okay, I know you were just worried I still have feelings for him. You can relax, you are the one I like." I had just climbed all the way up from the floor below and was standing right behind Evelyn, and I walked straight into that little scene. Tyler panicked and shoved Evelyn away fast. "Sophie, it is not what you think, I swear just now." Evelyn heard I was right there, so she went ahead and leaned right into Tyler's chest. "No, there is nothing to misunderstand. We like each other." She was desperate for me to look at her, hoping to see that look of heartbreak and regret on my face. After all, I had spent so long pining after her, following her around like a lost puppy, and even going hard on diets just for her sake. She wanted me to know that turning down the chance to marry her would be the biggest regret of my life. But right when Evelyn was waiting for that look of regret to cross my face, I just stared at the two of them blankly, and pointed them out to the vice principal, who happened to be coming up the stairs at that exact moment. Sir Evelyn and Tyler are in a relationship. The second Tyler saw the vice principal heading their way, he practically shoved Evelyn away. When the vice principal saw Tyler and Evelyn, two of the school's top students, wrapped up in each other, his face went dead serious. "You two come to my office right now." Evelyn and Tyler were marched off by the vice principal, and right before they left, Evelyn shot me a look that could have drawn blood. I was not even fazed by her little power move just now. The version of Evelyn standing in front of me now had absolutely no power to hurt me. After class, Tyler shuffled back to the classroom looking completely defeated. The other students crowded around Tyler asking what had happened, but Tyler just fixed me with a bitter glare. In the classroom, Evelyn came storming in. She came charging in furious and grabbed me by the arm. "Get over here right now." Evelyn had a strong grip. She was practically dragging me out. Right when I was trying to figure out how to embarrass Evelyn a second time, a pale, slender arm suddenly cut across my field of view and pressed down firmly on Evelyn's hand, letting go. That voice was so familiar, like I had heard it when I was reborn. I looked up and saw it was Claire. "Yeah, what do you think you are doing? You are really going to stand up for Ethan?" Evelyn tried to shake Claire's hand off, but Claire just stood there completely steady. Without even straining herself, she kept Evelyn completely locked in place. The fact that she could not even break free from Claire made Evelyn's expression turn dark. Out of the corner of her eye, she caught sight of Tyler sitting in his chair not too far away, and Evelyn obviously could not let this stand. Looking this helpless in front of the guy she liked was not an option. Claire had not seen it coming. So sure enough, when she lost her footing, she knocked back into the desk behind her. I immediately shouted toward the door, "Teacher Evelyn just shoved someone. Ethan, shut your mouth." Evelyn looked absolutely furious, but it was already too late. The homeroom teacher had heard the noise and came over to find Claire bent over, clutching her stomach, her face drained of color, while Evelyn was still pointing her finger right in my face, looking absolutely livid. The homeroom teacher had completely had it. "Evelyn, how many scenes are you going to cause in one day? I want your mother here when school gets out." And just like that, Evelyn was hauled off by the homeroom teacher. I turned around and looked at Claire, who had gone completely pale. "Let me take you to the nurse's office." Without even waiting for her to answer, I scooped her up in my arms. Claire was caught completely off guard and found herself staring at the side of my face in a daze. She just kept staring at my profile, completely out of it, and it did not take long before the whole class erupted in noise. Seeing everyone causing a commotion, Claire's brow furrowed. She swept the room with a cold, piercing look, and just like that, every single person shut up instantly. After that, Claire decided she did not want to be carried anymore, and reached up to grip my wrist instead, and started walking toward the classroom door. I stared down at the hand holding my wrist, and just stood there for a second, I could clearly see Claire's ears turning red. Then I thought back to when I was reborn, how it felt like someone had pulled me out of the water and given me CPR, and before I knew it, the words just came out. Claire, were you the one who gave me CPR at the pool that day? The second I said it, I kind of shocked myself, and Claire reacted like she had touched a live wire, instantly pulling back the hand that had been holding my wrist. Sorry. I did not mean anything by it. I never said you did. I just want to say thank you. Claire did not say anything and just kept walking toward the nurse's office. Inside the nurse's office, the doctor took one look at Claire's bruise and said it was nothing serious. Just put some arnica oil on it. It is $8. Just pay at the front. Hearing that Claire pressed her lips together and said, no thank you, she turned and walked right out of the nurse's office, and I hurried after her. Claire did not slow down or wait for me, and as I rushed to catch up, I slipped. I was about to go down when Claire suddenly shot her hand out and steadied my arm. Hey, are you okay? Did you hurt anything? I shook my head, then reached into my pocket and pulled out a small bottle of arnica oil and pressed it into Claire's hand. Your bruise did not look that bad, and I have been using this stuff a lot lately. Give it a try. It is nothing serious. I have been using this stuff a lot lately. Just give it a shot. Staring down at the little bottle of arnica oil in her hand, Claire went quiet for a moment. I knew full well that Claire was an illegitimate daughter in the Ye family, and she was constantly getting pushed around by Mrs. Ye and Evelyn, now that the Ye family was struggling. There was no way Mrs. Ye was giving Claire any money at all. Claire tried to hand the arnica oil back to me. Thanks, but I really do not need it. Knowing how much she valued her pride, I made sure to add, this is not a handout. There is something in it for you. Hearing there was something in it for her, Claire paused mid-step. I know you are short on cash over at the Ye house, and you just helped me out, so I want to make a deal with you. What kind of deal? You know I am trying to lose weight, right? Help me with my weight loss and I will pay you $500 a month. How does that sound? Claire's brow creased. That is too much. Of course I will only actually pay you if it works. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a few bills and put them together with the arnica oil right into Claire's hand. That is your pay for this week and my way of saying thank you. During lunch break and the afternoon exercise period, just wait for me and we will get started before Claire could even respond. The bell rang, signaling the next class. I grabbed Claire by the wrist and headed back toward the classroom. Come on, we are going to be late. When I got back to class A, I found the teacher had not arrived yet, but at some point while I was gone, someone had knocked over my desk. My books and everything in my bag were scattered all over the floor. Seeing that, my eyes went cold and sharp, and every single person in the room was staring at me and laughing under their breath. Who did this? The second I said it, nobody in the room made a sound. Kevin was the one who spoke up with this smug look on his face. Who knows, man? Kevin was the one who spoke up with this smug look on his face. Who knows? Maybe the wind blew it over. But some people deserve what they get when they go around snitching. Looking at Kevin's face, I knew it had to be him, because Kevin had always been Tyler's right-hand man. Tyler. I let out a cold laugh, walked right up and flipped Kevin's desk clean over with one shove. Kevin jumped up out of his chair. Ethan, are you out of your mind? I followed that up by kicking Kevin's chair across the floor, and his yelling filled the whole classroom. I shot him a hard look. Shut it. I am warning all of you right now, if nobody wants to get their parents called in, then keep your hands off my desk. You do not want to mess with me. Tyler stood up, striking this holier-than-thou pose like he had the moral high ground. Ethan, you are way out of line. We are all classmates here. How can you bully people like this? You shut up. You are the one who got caught dating at school and messed up, but now you are playing the victim. Getting your boys to take the heat for you. If I take this to a teacher today, they are going to get written up because of you. Is that how you treat your friends? Tyler's expression crumbled completely. My little guilt trip had him nailed to the wall with nowhere to go, seeing Tyler standing there speechless. Kevin jumped back in to defend him. Ethan, stop running your mouth. We just do not like you. It has got nothing to do with Tyler at all, right? So you are admitting you knocked over my desk. And if you did it today, who is to say tomorrow you will not actually put your hands on me? I am not just going to tell the teacher. I am calling the cops. Hearing me say I was calling the cops, Kevin's face went completely white. I am calling the cops when he heard that. Kevin went pale as a sheet, and just as I was heading out, he grabbed my arm. Ethan, do not move. The language arts teacher was already walking in from outside and caught Kevin grabbing me. I deliberately went limp, so when Kevin yanked me, I stumbled right into the knocked over desk. The teacher saw me go down and rushed over to help me up. Ethan, are you okay? I shook my head, looking pale. I am fine, teacher, but what is going on here? Why is this classroom such a mess? Kevin and the others stood stiff as boards off to the side. None of them dared say a word, just nervously waiting to see what I would do. I glanced over at Kevin and the others, knowing I had already gotten what I came for. We just had a little misunderstanding during break, but we have sorted it out right. Kevin was stunned that I was not ratting them out, and the whole group just stood there frozen. The teacher clearly did not buy it, but still helped steady me back on my feet. If it was just a misunderstanding, then fine, but I better not find out anyone was getting back at someone. As the teacher said that, she looked straight at Tyler. The news about Tyler and Evelyn dating had already spread through the whole teacher's office. That look the teacher gave made Tyler feel like absolute garbage. After class, Tyler came looking for me while I was heading out to run. He threw his arm around my shoulder, looking guilty. Ethan, when Kevin and them were messing with you, I tried to talk them out of it, but I could not stop them. I am sorry, are you hurt? I looked at him coldly. This has nothing to do with you. I turned to walk away and Tyler panicked and cut in front of me. Ethan, I already owned up to it, just let it go, man. He scrambled in front of me again. Ethan, I already said I was sorry. Come on, we are best friends, man. I know you are upset because I turned down Evelyn. I know you were salty because Evelyn turned you down and you went and snitched. But you cannot force feelings, man. Tyler said that last part loud enough for everyone in the hallway to hear it. I looked around at all the nosy faces watching and could not help but laugh. Oh, you mean Evelyn? I do not want her anyway. She is all yours. I dropped that line and walked right past Tyler. He just stood there. What does he mean he does not want her? Right then, Evelyn came storming out of the office. She had been made to stand through an entire class period and got docked credit too. Ethan, Evelyn let out a sharp low call that made me stop. I watched Evelyn hook her arm through Tyler's. I glanced back at Tyler and laughed to myself. In my past life, Evelyn had been in love with Tyler for years. It was just that she could not get him when they were young. They say what you cannot have when you are young haunts you for the rest of your life. But once you actually get it, it does not always live up to the dream. Especially now with the Ye family close to going under, and Tyler being nothing more than a driver's son, the road ahead of these two was a whole lot messier than just some lies. You could already see where this was headed. I did not bother and just turned and walked away. After the last class of the afternoon, I went to wait for Claire outside her classroom. At the same time, I caught sight of Mrs. Ye rushing onto campus, absolutely furious. A crowd had gathered outside the office. Even from where I was standing outside Claire's classroom, I could hear the sharp crack of a slap coming from inside. Mrs. Ye's shrill voice cut through everything and turned every head nearby. "Evelyn, you shameless girl who said you could be dating at your age." Evelyn was Mrs. Ye's only shot now, if dating got in the way of her grades. The Ye family was done for good. And at a time like this, with the Gu family out of the picture, who else was left to bail out the Ye family? Just then, Claire's quiet voice reached my ears, and I turned around to find her standing right in front of me. "Let's go. We are heading to the pool. With your body type right now, running is not going to do much for you. And it will destroy your knees. Swimming is way better for you. Then come to my place. I have a pool at home." I threw that out there suddenly, and Claire just blinked at me. "Do not worry. I will cover your ride." I slipped $50 into Claire's hand. Claire looked at the 50 in her hand without a word, and handed it right back. "I already took your money. I said I would help you lose weight. I am not taking extra on top of that. I did not push it." We walked out to the school entrance one after the other, and a luxury car pulled right up in front of us. The driver opened the door for Claire, and she got in looking a little tense. I got in right after her and noticed how uneasy Claire looked. I smiled and said, "Hey, relax. My parents are really chill. They just cannot stand Evelyn." Claire did not say anything. The car pulled up to the Gu family estate before long. The moment Claire and I stepped through the front door, the smell of food drifted in from the kitchen. I suggested, "Let's eat first. You need fuel before you can work out." "That is all right," Mom's voice cut off whatever Claire was about to say. She had been gearing up to decline. "Ethan, come change your shoes. Dinner is ready." When Mom made it to the entryway, she finally noticed Claire standing next to me. Dad came down from the second floor too, and when he saw Claire and me walk in together, he was a little confused. Did his son not want nothing to do with the Ye family? So why was he suddenly this close to Claire? "Mom, Dad, Claire is helping me with my weight loss. Starting tonight, can you set an extra place at the table?" I said it so casually and matter of fact that it left Claire no room to say no. My parents exchanged a look. Even though they were not fans of the Ye family, they still politely asked Claire to come in, change her shoes, and join them for dinner. The table had 6 dishes and a soup. I could only have shrimp and broccoli for my diet. Mom took one look at how thin Claire was and quietly piled more food onto her plate. "Eat up, there's plenty more." "Thank you, Mrs. Gu." Claire cleaned her plate completely. And then without a word started gathering dishes to go wash them. I immediately set down my chopsticks and called toward the kitchen, "Maria, come do the dishes." Maria stepped in and took the dishes right out of Claire's hands. "Miss Claire, you just leave all of this to me?" Claire opened her mouth. But before she could get a word out, I pulled her toward the back of the house. We headed out to the backyard pool, and when Claire saw the pool, which was just as big as the one at school, she was visibly taken aback. I came out in my swimsuit, and Claire handed me a sheet of paper. "This is for you." She had already put together a detailed weight loss plan tailored to me during the break. I was genuinely surprised. "You put this together that fast?" I looked down at the incredibly detailed plan. It had everything in it, what I should eat each day, how much water to drink, even how much to exercise, Claire said in a serious tone. "You cannot just starve yourself to lose weight. You barely ate enough tonight. Snack on cucumber and cherry tomatoes throughout the day. Winter melon and corn are fine too. Just never eat until you are full. Every night go to bed slightly hungry." I nodded along, not totally following everything. And when she could tell, I was lost. Claire paused for a second and then added, "I will be supervising you every day, so you do not have to memorize all of it." I nodded. My parents were peeking around the corner, watching Claire supervise me from the poolside. The two of them barely said a word to each other. Mom looked puzzled. "What is going on here? Are they really just here to work out?" Dad scratched his head. Could our boy have moved on? Lost interest in Evelyn and now has a thing for Claire. The two of them were going back and forth and caught both mine and Claire's attention. I poked my head up out of the water. "Mom, Dad, what are you two doing over there?" Hearing my voice, Mom and Dad quickly stepped out from the corner. "We made some snacks for you two, some fruit. Help yourselves after swimming when you get tired." Yeah, and if you get bored, just swimming. There is a full gym upstairs, tons of equipment up there." My parents laughed awkwardly, and I could immediately tell their minds had gone somewhere else. I climbed out of the pool and took the fruit from my mom. "Thanks, Mom, now you two go on." "Stop watching," I waved my parents off. Then looked over at Claire. "Let's keep going." I played it cool and jumped back in the pool, but honestly felt a little embarrassed. Sure enough, when I popped my head back up, I came face to face with Claire's steady, unreadable gaze. I let out an awkward laugh. "Fruit, anyone fruit," then dunked my head back under the water. Claire said nothing, but her ears went a little red. 7 days in a row. Claire and I rode home from school together, but no one really noticed, because every single person at school had their eyes locked on Evelyn and Tyler. Ever since the day parents got called in, Evelyn had blown up at her family over Tyler. She even threatened to walk away from the Ye family fortune and nearly gave Mrs. Ye a heart attack. The teachers had no idea what to do with Evelyn and Tyler either. Then one morning at school, a student suddenly burst into the room and yelled frantically, "Something happened, this is bad," when I heard that. My mind went straight to the English teacher. 7 days had passed. The effects should have shown up by now. The other students had no idea what was going on, but just to see the drama, everyone rushed toward the main building, toward the teacher's office. A sharp voice rang out from inside the office. "Miss Johnson, you owe me an explanation today." The homeroom teacher was just as lost and did not know what had happened either, so she had no choice but to send someone to get Tyler. when Tyler got called to the office. The English teacher's sharp eyes zeroed in on him instantly. "Tyler, get over here!" She dragged Tyler in front of the homeroom teacher and demanded, "What did you put in those chocolates?" The English teacher had been slim before, but in just 1 week, the change in her figure was visible to the naked eye. Tyler stood there ashen-faced. "I do not know anything, I did not do anything." Seeing how scared Tyler looked, the homeroom teacher immediately took his side. "You gained weight on your own. Why are you blaming my student? Like my student would drug you. I have been on a diet these past few days, and the only thing I ate was that chocolate, and some tea for a whole week. How does someone gain 15 pounds from that? I had the chocolates tested and the results showed someone had laced them with hormones. Tyler, I cannot believe you." The students gathered outside gasped. Why would someone put hormones in there? That is insane. Tyler is such a good kid. There is no way he would do something like that to a teacher. The students had never heard gossip this wild, and the homeroom teacher's face went dark. She looked at the test results and yanked Tyler toward her. "Tyler, is this true? Did you do this?" Tyler's face drained of color. He never imagined a box of chocolates could spiral into something this serious. He never imagined it would go this far. "No, it was not me, I swear." "You are still trying to deny it. Drugging someone at your age? What are you going to be like when you grow up? Call your parents right now. This is not going away without an explanation." The English teacher was dragging Tyler toward the phone, when Evelyn suddenly stepped forward. "I put the stuff in the chocolates. It has nothing to do with Tyler." It was plain as day that Evelyn was taking the fall for Tyler. Evelyn pushed through and pulled Tyler behind her. "I did it. If you want to call a parent, call mine." That afternoon, Evelyn's mother was called in. When Mrs. Ye found out her daughter was covering for Tyler's mess, her opinion of Tyler dropped even further. But the situation did not just blow over there. The English teacher pushed for charges and demanded Evelyn be formally disciplined. After Mrs. Ye begged and pleaded, they ended up paying $200,000 and Evelyn got hit with a major demerit. I was in a great mood that day and even threw myself into my workout with extra energy. In just over 10 days since I got reborn, I had already dropped 20 pounds. The further along you get, the harder losing weight becomes, but at least it was a solid start. With finals coming up, every student in Class A was grinding hard. Their days were nothing but practice problems and memorizing textbooks. I had my head down studying in the library when someone suddenly kicked the chair across from me. I frowned and looked up. And sure enough, there was Evelyn. I was immediately annoyed. "What do you want?" "You were the one who did that chocolate thing, were you not? What makes you think it was me? Besides Tyler, the only other person who touched those chocolates was you. And you are still saying it was not you. Then why are you not suspecting Tyler? Why is it me?" Evelyn rolled her eyes. "Tyler is a good person. You clearly did it on purpose. How did I never notice what a disgusting person you are before I closed my book?" And gave her a totally unbothered look. "If you actually had a brain, you would go find the evidence yourself if you can prove it was me. Go ahead and report me. But if you have got nothing, do not come up in my face playing the hero. It is just embarrassing." My words hit a nerve and Evelyn slammed her hand on the table and shot to her feet, looking like she was about to come at me. Then in a split second, someone grabbed Evelyn's arm. "This is a library, not somewhere you get to act like this. Who do you think you are?" "Back off." Evelyn tried to shake Claire off. Tried multiple times and could not budge her. "The librarian's job is to keep order in this library. Do I need to hit the alarm?" Evelyn looked at Claire, then looked at me. "Did you two actually get together? You used to chase me around nonstop and now you have moved on to Claire." Before Evelyn could finish, I was worried things would get out of hand. I jumped up immediately. "Claire, do not. Claire, do not do it." When she heard me say that, Claire went still and calm. She looked down at Evelyn with cold, flat eyes. "Watch your mouth if there is a next time. I will make you regret it." Evelyn could not believe Claire had actually put her hands on her. She was furious, and just as she was about to escalate, I stepped in between her and Claire. "Evelyn, you started it by running your mouth. You had it coming. If you hit back, you were in the wrong here. You really want another demerit? I do not care about a demerit. Do not forget one more and you are expelled from school." "What happens to Tyler if you get kicked out?" When she heard Tyler's name, Evelyn's raised hand froze in place. I knew I had found her weak spot, so I grabbed Claire by the arm. "Let's go. Find us somewhere else to study." This time, Evelyn did not follow. Once I saw Evelyn was gone, I just picked a random spot and sat down. "What a pain, seriously, I am going back to work," Claire said flatly, and I could not quite put my finger on it. But Claire seemed a little off. I went over to reassure her that what Evelyn said was just nonsense. Claire went quiet and said, "Do not worry, I am used to it. You are the librarian here." "Oh right, why have I never asked you about that?" Claire kept shelving books as I followed along beside her. "Your grades are great. You should have been in class I..." "Oh right, you got in a fight and forgot." Claire clearly did not want to go there. I chuckled awkwardly to keep things from getting too tense between us. Watching Claire work so hard reshelving books and thinking about how rough life was for her at the E-house. I thought about it and then said, "Claire, I know you are a strong student. Can you do me a favor? I need someone to tutor me. Can you come help me study every evening going forward? I will pay you separately $100 a session. How does that sound?" Claire looked up at me. "Your grades have been in the top 10 every exam. You do not need tutoring. I have been slacking lately. My practice tests have been a total disaster. Not even close to top 10. I could not even crack the top 100, trust me. If I pass finals this time, I will give you an extra 1,000. Just help me out, I am not lying." Claire hesitated and I kept going. "If weeknights are too much, just weekends work too." "Fine." The moment Claire agreed, a huge grin spread across my face. Deal with a straight-A student like Claire on my side. Finals were basically locked up. Just as I was about to head back to my studying, Claire suddenly broke into a hard coughing fit, and I noticed her face looked off. From the coughing, her face and neck had gone flushed. "Claire?" I reached out to feel her forehead, but she reflexively swatted my hand away. "It is fine." Another librarian came rushing over in a panic. "Claire, I told you to stay put over there. I was getting your medicine." "Why are you running around, Claire?" "I told you to wait there. I was going to get your medicine." "Why are you wandering around, Claire?" What is going on? What do you think? She has a fever, and that woman is just cruel. Claire just came home a few hours late these past few days, and she locked her outside all night. Of course she is going to get sick. Claire cut her off sharply, and Emma immediately shut her mouth. I stood there stunned. All this time, Claire had been staying late to help me with my workouts, not getting home until 8 or 9. The Goo house and the Ye house were over a mile apart, and she always insisted on walking back herself, refusing to let the Goo family driver take her. I had no idea Mrs. Ye could be this cold. She would not even let Claire through the front door. Ethan, you really dropped the ball on this one. How did you not think about that? I said what I said, and it is the truth. Why are you getting mad? Emma was handing Claire her medicine, while her eyes kept going back and forth between Claire and me, clearly picking up on something between us. Hey, let me go get you some water. You two take your time. Emma bolted the second she finished that sentence, looking at Claire's pale face. I looked at her with real concern. Mrs. Ye treating you like this. Why did you not tell me this is not your problem? How is it not my problem if I had not kept you late helping me? Mrs. Ye would not have locked you out. This was my choice, and you paid me for it. Either way, this has nothing to do with you, and I do not need you getting involved. With that, she turned to leave. Watching Claire walk away, I felt a wave of guilt. I had figured that paying Claire to help with my weight loss would not only help us get closer, but also improve her situation a little. I thought paying Claire to help me lose weight would not only bring us closer, but also make her life easier. Instead, I had just made things harder for her. That evening, I came home alone, and when my mom, who had already set 5 places at the table, saw only me, she looked confused. Ethan, where is Claire? She got sick. What happened? Was it too much helping you train? She has been staying late every night helping me study, and Mrs. Ye locked her out, so she ended up with a fever. When I finished talking, Dad came in from the living room too. Mom, Dad, I need a favor from you both. My parents exchanged a look. As the sky got dark, Claire dragged her exhausted body to the Ye family's front door and walked right into Evelyn and Mrs. Ye stepping out of a luxury car. Mrs. Ye had clearly just brought Evelyn back from the hospital. The marks from earlier that day were still clearly visible on Evelyn's face. Mom, Claire is the one who hit me. Mrs. Ye shot Claire a sharp glare. Well, look at you, Claire. I raised you under my roof, and this is how you repay me by hitting my daughter. How could you be so vicious? You are nothing but an ungrateful little snake. I am done. As Mrs. Ye said that, she stepped forward and grabbed Claire hard by the arm. You hit my daughter, and you have the nerve to come back here. Come with me to the police station. This is not over. Claire's brow tightened. She wrenched her arm free, and Mrs. Ye slapped her across the face for it. How dare you fight back? Claire's cheek was scratched by Mrs. Ye's nails. 3 red marks were clearly visible. Just then, a set of headlights swept over all 3 of them. My parents and I stepped out of the car, and 2 more vehicles pulled up alongside us. The Goo family bodyguards and our lawyer got out. Mrs. Ye had never seen anything like this, and she froze for a moment. Mr. and Mrs. Goo. My mom walked straight to Claire and helped her up. Do not talk to me. Seeing the scratch marks on Claire's face, Mom's voice came out sharp. Mrs. Ye, that was just plain cruel. Mrs. Ye forced a smile. Mr. and Mrs. Goo, this child attacked Evelyn at school. I just lost my temper and gave her a little lesson. Mom gave Mrs. Ye a hard look. A little lesson. You locked Claire out of the house and left her outside freezing all night. That was also just a little lesson. I do not think you should be raising Claire anymore. Let us take her in. What before Mrs. Ye could even react? Our lawyer stepped forward and placed the documents in her hands. Mrs. Ye, what you have been doing is against the law. If you do not want us pressing charges, I strongly suggest you hand her over quietly. Mrs. Ye blinked. Mom, just let them have her. It is one less mouth to feed. Mrs. Ye stared at the documents in front of her, but she was not as reckless as Evelyn. So if I hand the girl over, what do I get out of it? She may be my late husband's kid from outside the marriage, but I am not just handing her over for nothing. Listening to Mrs. Ye, I could not help but let out a cold laugh. Typical Mrs. Ye, always squeezing out a profit before anything else. Just as Dad was about to offer her something, I cut in. Mrs. Ye, you have been mistreating Claire. If word of that gets around in the right circles, it will only hurt you and the Ye family. We are doing you a favor here, and you are the one asking for something in return. We are not giving you a dime. Why do not we just let the courts handle this? Take it to the police, and given what you have done, you could be looking at jail time, and we would still end up with custody of Claire. Hearing that Mrs. Ye went a shade paler, Mom just signed it. I do not want to see her anyway. Mrs. Ye felt the same way deep down, but the thought of giving someone up and walking away with nothing did not sit right with her. Watching Mrs. Ye hem and haw, I spoke up. Mom, Dad, stop trying to be the bigger person here. We came out of respect for the past, but if she does not want to cooperate, then let's just go to the station. No point wasting our time here. When she saw me actually turning to get back in the car, Mrs. Ye panicked. I will sign. Mrs. Ye grabbed the pen and did not even bother reading through what was in front of her, and signed her name right there. I watched from a little ways off, and let the corner of my mouth curl up. Come on, let's get out of here. Just do not call the cops. Mom was done entertaining them. She helped Claire into the car. I could see Claire's fever was bad, and on top of that, she had just taken a hard slap from Mrs. Ye. She was barely conscious. I was worried. Mom, Claire's fever is really high. We should get her to the hospital first. Right, the hospital. Uncle Lee, get us to the hospital fast. Late that night in the hospital, my parents went to handle the admission paperwork. While I stayed by Claire's bedside, her fever had spiked to over 102. That slap had not been light. Her left cheek was swollen red, and had 3 visible scratch marks running across it after the doctor treated her. Her face finally started to look a little better. In a half-conscious haze, Claire reached out and grabbed a hand. The hand was cool and steady and seemed to ease the burning heat inside her. Claire's eyes snapped open, and her sudden wake-up startled me. "Hey, you are awake!" Claire did not say anything. I reached over and touched her forehead, still burning up. "Your fever is bad. You are in the hospital right now. My parents just went to get you admitted. We can head home first thing in the morning." When she heard the word home, something dimmed in Claire's eyes. I kept talking. "My home. You never have to go back to the Yee house again." Claire went still clearly. Her fever had her too out of it to fully process things. What had happened outside the Yee house just a little while ago, she had no memory of. Right then my parents walked into the room, seeing Claire was awake. Mom came over and spoke to her gently. "Claire, just rest up here. Your uncle and I will come pick you up first thing tomorrow morning. I already called the school and got you excused. You just focus on getting better before you go back." Claire's eyes got a little red. "Thank you, Mrs. Gu. It is nothing. We are family now." Mom gently patted Claire's head. "Mom, Dad, you two head home. I've got it covered here. I can walk straight to school from here in the morning." Mom glanced at me, then looked over at Claire, who was still weak. She probably figured leaving Claire alone overnight was not a great idea, so she agreed. Dad still looked worried. "Let me call a nurse to stay with you." "No need, Dad. It is just one night. Just have Uncle Lee come pick us up in the morning." Dad could not talk me out of it, so he gave in once my parents left. I sat with Claire and said softly, "Get some rest. No more working extra jobs, no more skipping dinner, and no more getting locked out. Starting today, we are your home." Listening to my quiet voice, Claire pressed her lips together. She slept through the night. By morning, Dad had already sent the car to bring Claire home. The hospital was not far from school, so I just walked. Of all things today, Evelyn had the Yee family driver pick up Tyler on the way, and I caught them walking in hand. I was going to pretend I did not see it, but Tyler opened his mouth first. "Hey, Ethan, how come you are walking today?" Tyler was holding Evelyn's hand, almost like he was showing off. He walked right up to me with Evelyn on his arm like he wanted to make sure I saw. "Hey man, walking looks rough. You probably do not live that far anyway. From now on, Evelyn can just swing by and pick us both up." "No thanks. My place and Evelyn's aren't on the same route." I brushed them off. As I was about to walk away, Evelyn called after me. "Ethan, Tyler is being nice. What is your problem?" "He can be nice all he wants. I just do not need it, okay?" I walked right past both of them, and Tyler's wounded voice followed. "I was just trying to be a good friend. Did I do something wrong? I should go explain myself." "You do not need to explain yourself to anyone. Tyler, you are just too sweet." Listening to Evelyn and Tyler's little exchange, I felt genuinely sick to my stomach. In the end, I stopped walking, turned around and walked back to the two of them, right there in front of everyone. I pulled out my water bottle from my bag and dumped the whole thing on Tyler. Evelyn saw Tyler get soaked and immediately went off. "Ethan, what is wrong with you?" "There you go now, you do not have to feel guilty anymore." I said that and walked off. Evelyn was about to come at me, but the security guard at the school entrance came out at that exact moment. Me dumping water on Tyler at the school gate instantly became the hottest topic at school, and even my classmates started looking at me differently. Finals were 3 days away, and the atmosphere in class was tense. Ever since Claire moved in with us, her whole energy had changed. Even her monthly exam scores were remarkably strong. Claire had already been top 5 in her grade before, but now she had locked in the #1 spot, and with Claire's help, my grades had settled solidly in the top 10. The chatter about the Ye family in class never stopped. Word about the Ye family going under had finally leaked out. Did you guys hear? The Ye family is about to go bankrupt. No way. How could the Ye family go bankrupt? They are one of the biggest names in this city. For real, my dad told me that before Evelyn's dad died. He had already racked up a ton of debt, and the business has been struggling. Honestly, they have been out of money for a while now. Right at that moment, Tyler walked into class. The second Kevin saw Tyler come through the door, he ran straight over to gossip. "Tyler, did you know Evelyn's family is about to go bankrupt? Come on, stop it." "Bankrupt? Seriously, Evelyn just took me to a dealership. Said when I turn 18 next year, she wants to buy me a Mercedes. If they were going bankrupt, would she be buying me a car?" Exactly, I knew it. The Yee family is way too big to go under. Just wait and see. The people around Tyler all started looking at him with envy again. As soon as word got out that Evelyn was buying Tyler a car, everyone crowded around him. I could not deal with the noise, so I grabbed my practice sheets and headed out of the classroom. Ethan has been getting dropped off and picked up in a different luxury car every day. Where is all that money coming from? Wasn't he supposed to be on financial aid? Maybe his family is actually loaded and they were just renting those cars. Wait, he is not on financial aid then. So who in our grade is? Hearing the others talking, Tyler got nervous they might figure out it was him. So he played it cool and said casually, "I heard Ethan's dad drives for some rich family. His dad's boss has been out of town lately, so he has been letting the family use the cars." Oh, that explains it. I was wondering why Ethan used to walk everywhere, and suddenly had luxury cars picking him up. Turns out his dad is just using the boss's car. I thought Ethan was somebody special. Guess it was all just for show. Watching the others dismiss me with such contempt, Tyler felt a flicker of panic inside. I cannot let anyone find out that I am the only student on financial aid in the whole grade. Otherwise, everything I have built up at this school would fall apart. Up in the reading nook on the upper floor, I was grinding through practice problems, when a carton of milk suddenly appeared in front of me. I looked up and found Claire standing there. "Thanks, I took it without overthinking it. When did my mom give you this? I had no idea." Ever since Claire moved in, we had been coming to school together every single day. I clearly remembered walking out of the house with Claire this morning. There was no way Mom had slipped her the milk. It did not take long for me to figure out Claire had saved up and bought it herself. I skipped lunch, and my stomach had been growling for a while. I stared at the milk, feeling a little conflicted. I am trying to lose weight. Is having milk at noon a good idea? Skim milk is fine. Hearing that, I immediately jammed the straw in. That sweet, creamy taste was exactly what I needed, Claire. With grades like yours, why did you end up in Class F? If you had been in Class A, we could have been studying together every break. Claire went quiet for a moment before answering. You want me in class, I kept sipping my milk and gave a nod. Of course, Claire did not say anything. When I saw she was not responding, I figured she just did not want to transfer back. No worries about Evelyn, I was just thinking out loud. If you do not want to go back to Class A, then forget I said it. I will try my best to get back into Class A. I am going to find a way to get back in. Really? Yeah, really? Before I even had a chance to get excited, the bell-ending lunch rang. Claire gathered my books for me and smiled. Class is starting, let's head back. I nodded, and when I got back to the classroom, I found Tyler bragging to everyone about some expensive gift Evelyn had gotten him. When Tyler's eyes landed on me, there was a flash of obvious smugness. I was not going to let Tyler's little victory moment bother me. The more he is on top of the world now, the harder the fall later. On a normal day, it would not matter much. But when finals came around, Tyler was going to realize just how much he had fallen behind. 3 days later, finals arrived based on the last monthly exam scores. Claire, Evelyn, Tyler, and I were all assigned to the same testing room. This exam was harder than the monthly, but I moved through it with ease, finishing a full 20 minutes early. Tyler, on the other hand, was clearly not in good shape. After the test, I watched Tyler walk out looking pale. Tyler had always been the it guy in class. Top grades, good looks, everyone wanted to be friends with him. So after the exam, everyone crowded around him like usual to compare answers. Normally, Tyler would patiently go through every question, but this time he stood up early. I am not feeling great, I need to use the restroom. Seeing Tyler was not well, Evelyn rushed over to check on him. Looking at Tyler's face, I knew I had been right. This finals had not gone well for Tyler at all. 3 days later, the scores dropped. Claire shot straight to number 1 in the entire grade, and with Claire tutoring me, I came in at number 3. Tyler, who had always ranked near the top, tumbled all the way past 50th place. Evelyn also slipped to around 20th. Up at the front of the room, the homeroom teacher's gaze landed on Tyler, and her tone went cold. Tyler, I need one of your parents here before you leave at noon. Tyler went pale. Teacher, my dad is really busy. He probably cannot make it in. What about your mom? At the mention of his mom, Tyler's expression got even worse. Watching Tyler stay silent, the others had no idea why. But I knew Tyler's parents had divorced long ago, and his dad had raised him alone all these years. There was no way Tyler was going to admit that in front of his classmates and teachers. The teacher looked at Tyler's silence with exasperation. Tyler, your grades dropped hard. I do not care how busy your parents are. One of them needs to be here by noon. With that, she started handing out summer assignments, giving Tyler no room to wiggle out of it. The thought of his dad, the driver, showing up at school made Tyler's stomach turn. If anyone found out, his whole cover would be blown. At noon, while everyone else was packing up to head home for summer break, Kevin and the crew stayed behind, and Evelyn planted herself right at Tyler's side, which made him even more anxious. Tyler had told his dad to come at 12:30, hoping everyone, including Evelyn, would be gone by then, so no one would see who his father was. But Evelyn refused to leave. She wanted to stay until after the teacher finished talking to him, and Kevin and the others said the same thing. They wanted to stick around and cheer Tyler up. What they did not realize was that Tyler did not need cheering up, he just needed them all to get out. Otherwise, the lie he had been living would completely unravel. I took my time slowly gathering practice sheets from my desk. Outside the door, Claire, who had been waiting, saw that only Evelyn's group was left and came in. Claire walked over to my side, ready to help me pack up my bag. Let's go. As for Kevin, I grabbed Claire's hand and gave her a look. After spending so much time around the goo house lately, Claire quickly caught on to what I was up to and just pulled up a chair and sat down next to me. Didn't you say earlier there was a problem you could not figure out? Let me walk you through it now. I had been racking my brain for an excuse to stick around and watch the show, and Claire had just handed me the perfect one. I quickly grabbed my practice sheet and pointed at a random problem. This one right here. Claire took the textbook and started flipping through it slowly while Tyler, sitting not far away, was already a nervous wreck. Evelyn and Kevin sticking around was one thing, but why did Ethan and Claire have to stay too, watching the clock hit 3? Tyler finally could not hold it in anymore. Evelyn, Kevin, you guys should head home. I can handle this on my own. No way, I am staying right here with you. If that old lady teacher tries anything with you, I am not letting it slide. Yeah, Tyler, we are all here for you. Do not stress. It is just a little grade slip. Why call parents in over that? Seeing Kevin and the others were not budging, Tyler tried talking Evelyn into leaving first. Evelyn, you should probably go. My dad does not really approve of me dating. I am worried he might get upset if he sees you here. Okay, fine. Text me the second you get home. Tyler nodded. Right now, all he wanted was for Evelyn to leave fast. Before she left, Evelyn made Kevin and the others promise to take good care of Tyler. Watching how much Evelyn cared about Tyler, Kevin and the guys all looked pretty jealous. Kevin noticed I was up front doing homework, acting like I heard nothing, so he decided to poke at it. Evelyn sure treats our boy Tyler well. I heard she is already planning a proposal. Tyler, your family runs a huge company. You two are probably getting engaged right after graduation, right? I have no idea about that. How could you not know Evelyn is head over heels for you? There is no way she would let you go study abroad alone. Maybe the Yee family will even propose propose to your family first. I mean, Tyler is handsome and has such a great personality. He and Evelyn are honestly a perfect match. How could Evelyn ever let Tyler go study abroad by himself? She will definitely follow him wherever he goes. Watching everyone gush like that, Tyler could practically picture himself marrying into money someday. Listening to all this, I could not help but laugh coldly inside. 3 years after high school graduation, there was a class reunion. By then, Tyler had already come back from studying abroad and was with some wealthy foreign woman. The two of them got engaged fast. Evelyn was there too. When she heard about Tyler's engagement, Evelyn did not care one bit about embarrassing me. Her eyes went red right there on the spot, and she chased after Tyler outside, desperate to get him alone to talk. By that point, I was already Evelyn's husband, and because of what she did, I ended up completely humiliated in front of everyone at that reunion. Later, the Ye family's business took off, and Evelyn became one of the top executives in the city, and that was around the same time. Tyler's wife's business collapsed, and she jumped to her death, so he came back to rekindle things with Evelyn. And to divorce me cleanly, Evelyn had me committed to a psychiatric hospital. Just thinking about everything from my past life, my pencil suddenly snapped in half. Claire watched me without saying a word, and the noise caught Kevin and the others' attention too. Ha, look who cannot handle it. Tyler is just born lucky like that. Ethan, do not be jealous. Maybe if you get reborn rich next time, Evelyn might actually notice you. Everyone was openly mocking me without holding back, but Claire could not take it anymore. She got up and walked right over to Kevin and kicked his desk hard. The kids who had been laughing shut up instantly. Right at that moment, a middle-aged man's voice called out from outside the classroom. Is this class 1? The man who walked in looked to be in his 40s, average build but weathered looking. With a few gray hairs already showing, he was dressed like a driver. His sneakers were pretty worn out, and his hands were rough and calloused. If I had to guess, this had to be Tyler's father. Tyler had not expected his dad to show up this fast, and before he could even think of what to say, Kevin blurted out, confused, "Who are you?" The other students all sized up Tyler's dad, and he gave an awkward, friendly smile. I am the family driver," Tyler blurted out in a panic before his dad could even answer. He rushed over to his dad's side, and under his dad's confused stare, he said, "My dad is busy, so he sent our driver instead." "Oh, so he is the family driver. I was wondering why the CEO would show up dressed like that." Right, of course, Tyler's dad runs a whole corporation. He is way too busy for something like this, makes total sense. Kevin and the others kept going back and forth, making Tyler laugh through gritted teeth. His dad standing beside him clearly understood by now that his son had been lying to his classmates. Pretending to be some rich heir, he gave Tyler's sleeve a tug. "Tyler, how could you watch it? Who gave you permission to say my name like that? You are just our family's driver. Disrespect me again and you are fired." Can you believe some low-level driver acting all familiar with the boss's son like that? He clearly does not know his place. His dad's face fell, and Tyler, terrified that staying any longer would expose the truth, immediately started pushing his dad along. "The teacher is waiting in the office, go on already." My dad looked anxious. His dad knew his son was scared of getting exposed in front of his classmates, and even though he was not happy about it for his son's sake, he just nodded and shuffled off. Kevin grumbled, "Tyler, that driver of yours has zero manners. Probably been working for your family so long he thinks he can talk down to you, listening to everyone trash talk his own father." Tyler forced out a strained smile. Meanwhile, I sat there pretending to do homework with a smug grin on my face. What is so funny? You would not get it, but I bet you will someday. Watching Tyler panic about getting exposed felt incredibly satisfying. I could not wait to see how he was going to handle it, when this whole lie finally caught up to him half an hour later. His dad walked out of the office looking furious, and the moment Tyler saw his face, he went pale, but with Kevin and the others still around. Tyler forced himself to stay composed and walked over to his dad. "Are we all done here? Then let's go already." He was desperate to get his dad out of there fast, and just then, Kevin stepped forward on his own. "Hey driver, Tyler just had one bad exam, that is all. You know how to keep that quiet for your boss, right?" His dad said nothing, and Kevin assumed he was being difficult. So he pressed on. "Evelyn told us to look out for Tyler. If you dare say a word about this, it is not just us. Even Evelyn will make sure you regret it." Kevin thought his threat landed perfectly. Meanwhile, I was barely holding back laughter. Well, this is just great. Not only did his grades tank, now his dad had to come in, and Tyler had no way to explain any of it. He hurried to push his dad along. Okay, I really need to get home, go start the car." By then, his dad was barely holding back his anger, and he shoved Tyler away and slapped him hard across the face, leaving Tyler's cheek burning. Kevin instantly got mad. "Are you insane? Tyler is basically royalty, and you are just some driver. Who gave you the right to hit him? It is enough that I am his father." His dad's words caught Kevin off guard, and he stumbled back several steps. Tyler lifted his chin arrogantly, his voice dripping with a threat. "This is a school you would actually hit me in front of all my classmates. I know Dad lets you get away with things, but you are still just our driver. Do not think for 1 second you can actually discipline me. You are just our family's driver. Do not think you can lecture me. Go get the car started already. Or do you want to embarrass our family in front of everyone?" Every word out of Tyler's mouth was a reminder to his dad that they were at school with classmates watching, seeing that even boiling with rage, all his dad could do was storm off furiously. In the classroom, I craned my neck trying to catch what was happening outside. But Claire had already packed all my practice sheets into my bag by the time I snapped back. My desk was already spotless. Claire tapped me on the head. "Enjoyed the show. Let's go home." We walked out of the classroom side by side. Once summer break started, Claire put together a whole summer schedule just for me. After more than 2 months of hard work, I had successfully dropped down to 130 pounds. Summer was the perfect stretch to really push forward. As August rolled around and summer break was winding down, the class group chat suddenly blew up. One day I saw a message from Tyler eagerly inviting everyone to a mountain resort. Everyone got excited the second they heard resort, and started jumping on board the moment I saw that message. I could not help but smirk. Looks like Tyler was worried about the whole driver incident earlier, making people question who he really was, so he found a way to prove he was legit. And he worded it cleverly too. He just said he was inviting everyone to a mountain resort, without actually claiming it belonged to his family that saved him from a lot of trouble down the line. I rolled over in bed thinking about it. That definitely saved him a lot of headaches later. I rolled over in bed and headed straight for Claire's room next door without knocking. When I pushed the door open, Claire was sitting by the window reading. I asked her with a grin, "Hey, you free the day after tomorrow?" "I have plans," Tyler said in the group chat. "He is inviting our whole class to some mountain resort. Want to come with me?" The moment she heard Tyler's name, the smile on Claire's face disappeared. "Not going. Really not going. Come on. There is going to be a good show. I am not even in Class A anyway. You go ahead. Be careful out there." Seeing she really was not interested, I did not push it any further, and just as I turned to leave, Claire suddenly spoke up. "Send me the address." "Oh, so you changed your mind?" "No, it is not that. If it gets late, I want to have Uncle Lee go pick you up." I nodded. "Okay, got it." I had really wanted Claire to come watch the drama unfold with me, but she genuinely was not interested, so I guess I would be watching solo. 2 days later, I found the mountain resort was tucked away outside town. Calling it a resort was a stretch. It was really just a large house with a yard. By the time I arrived, everyone else was already there. Tyler was dressed in casual home clothes, acting like he lived there full time. He waved everyone into the living room. "Make yourselves comfortable." No need to be shy. Kevin and the others had never seen a house this big, and were stunned into silence for a moment. "Tyler, this place is huge." "Yeah, do you guys not usually live here? This is insanely nice." Everyone kept gushing. Sure, plenty of kids in class came from money, but at most that meant a fancy apartment or a small suburban house. Nothing compared to this. Tyler just smiled and did not say much. "Hey Tyler, where is Evelyn? How come she is not here with you?" Tyler shoved his hands in his pockets. "She will be here soon. Let's just get started." Is everyone here feels like we are missing someone? It must be Ethan. Ethan is probably too embarrassed to show up. I would not bet on that. He has had a crush on Evelyn for 2 years. No way he skips a chance to be near her. Everyone was already laughing at me before I even arrived. Just then the doorbell rang out in the yard. Kevin jumped up first. "That has got to be Evelyn. I will get it." Kevin went to open the door himself, but the second he pulled it open, he found a strikingly good-looking guy standing there. Kevin froze. "And you are?" "I am Ethan." Tyler walked over, hearing the voice. "Kevin, what is taking you so long?" Even though Kevin was his best friend, Tyler was still worried someone might swoop in on his territory, but the moment he looked up, he caught sight of my sharp new look and just froze. For a second, he did not even recognize who was standing there. I spoke up first. "Tyler, come on, forgot about me already." Looking at the guy in front of him, Tyler's smile instantly froze in place. I glanced past him into the house. "What, not going to invite me in?" Seeing Tyler and Kevin both stunned speechless, I just wheeled my suitcase right past them and walked in myself. By the time they both snapped out of it, I was already standing in the living room. The girls, who had been chatting and laughing, looked up to see a good-looking guy rolling in a suitcase, and a couple of them just about lost it. Since when did their class have a guy this good-looking? Tyler came rushing in after me. When he called me Ethan by name, everyone froze in disbelief. "Wait, you are saying this is Ethan? You are joking, right? There is no way this is Ethan." Nobody believed it at first, but once they actually looked closely at my face, they realized my features were faintly familiar. It really is Ethan. Seeing how much weight I had lost, everyone's jaws dropped in amazement. The only person whose face did not light up was Tyler. He never expected that in just one summer I would completely transform. If Evelyn saw me looking like this now, would she start seeing me in a whole new light? "Hey everyone, long time no see. My parents were away on a business trip recently, so I picked up a few little gifts for everyone. I hope you all like them." As I said that, I popped open my suitcase, and inside was a pile of imported watches, high-end electronics, and some gorgeous designer jewelry. The second everyone saw what was inside, they basically sprinted over. "Whoa, this is a luxury brand watch. Ethan, your parents went abroad for work. Is this bracelet a limited edition? I heard these cost a fortune, and this gaming console is worth thousands." Nobody remembered. That today was supposed to be about Tyler watching a suitcase full of six-figure items. Tyler's expression turned even darker. I glanced at Tyler and Kevin. "Tyler, Kevin, you two should pick something out too." Kevin's eyes had lit up the second he saw what was in the suitcase, but then he remembered what Tyler had told him before. "My dad is just a driver. We do not have much money. How could a business trip bring back stuff this expensive?" Kevin scoffed dismissively. "What is there even to pick? It is probably all knockoffs anyway." "Kevin, that is so rude." Ethan clearly meant well. "Why would you say that? Look at this. It is obviously real. There is no way this is fake. It has foreign text and an authenticity seal right here." "Kevin, do not go around slandering people." Everyone flipped their opinion instantly. Kevin started looking tempted, and by then I had already settled onto the couch, watching everyone happily pick out gifts. Noticing Tyler was hanging back, I spoke up with a smile. Tyler, is this resort your family's place? It looks huge, that simple little question put Tyler in a really tight spot. Because the resort was not actually his, it just belonged to a family his family rarely used. The only reason he got the key this time was because that family had gone abroad on vacation, and he had his dad, the driver, pull some strings through a housekeeper he knew. But now everyone's attention was locked on Tyler. And with me showing up with a suitcase full of expensive gifts, Tyler had no choice but to bite the bullet. Yeah, this is my family's place with a place this big. How come there is not a single housekeeper around? My next question left Tyler stuck for an answer. Getting the key to this place at all was hard enough. Where was he supposed to find a housekeeper too? The other students thought it was strange too. Yeah, Tyler no housekeeper, and no security either. Who normally takes care of a place this big? Tyler thought fast. Oh, that is because everyone was coming over to hang out. So I gave them all the day off. I did not want them getting in the way of our fun. Seeing Tyler find an excuse, I played it up looking troubled. But we are all starving without a housekeeper. Who is going to cook for us? I will just cook for everyone myself, of course. Tyler was actually pretty confident in his cooking skills. Seeing no one objected, I smiled and kept going. Cooking yourself? That would be great, actually. I heard a big company like the Han family probably has. A company as big as the Han family probably eats sea cucumber and abalone every day. Plus imported wagyu and foie gras. I have been dying to try that stuff. Tyler, we came all this way. You must have all that stuff ready for us, right? Sea cucumber, abalone, wagyu foie gras. Where was he supposed to get all that? Before Tyler could even respond, the others chimed in. Yeah, Tyler already gave us all those gifts. We really want to try that fancy food too. You would not hold out on us, right? What are you even saying? Tyler is basically Han family royalty. It is just one meal. There is no way he would hold back. It is not like it is a big deal for him, right, Tyler? Hearing that Tyler's face went pale, he had only planned on grilling some skewers on an outdoor grill that night, but now with everyone hyping him up like this, how was he supposed to back out seeing Tyler go quiet? I stood up. I am sure Tyler has it covered. Let me go check out what is in the kitchen already. I started walking toward the kitchen. Tyler immediately jumped in front of me, blocking my way with a strained smile. You guys came all this way, of course I got it handled. The ingredients are just on their way, you want it fresh, right? Right, guys. Hearing there really was a feast coming, everyone nodded along. I just raised an eyebrow. Where would fresh seafood even come from way out here in the mountains? Tyler clearly had not prepared anything. I could not wait to see how he was going to talk his way out of this one. The second no one was looking, Tyler slipped outside and quickly called Evelyn. On the other end, her voice sounded irritated. What is it, Evelyn, when you come by later? Could you bring some abalone and sea cucumber? You did not prepare food. Everyone suddenly wants abalone, sea cucumber, wagyu, and foie gras. I have no idea where to find that stuff. Evelyn went quiet for a moment. I will figure something out. Tyler's eyes lit up with relief. Thanks, Evelyn, seriously. I have no idea what I would do without you. All Tyler cared about was calming everyone down. He did not even notice how off Evelyn sounded. Meanwhile, I leaned against the doorway. Watching Tyler secretly call Evelyn out in the yard, I could not help but smirk. I thought he had actually come up with a plan. Turns out he was just begging Evelyn for help. Except things are different now. The Ye family is on the brink. They do not have the money left to keep bailing Tyler out. Right then my phone rang. I glanced at the caller ID and smiled. Looks like fate is on my side today. I picked up Ethan, you free today? Mrs. Ye, what is going on? I have missed you. I would love to have you over for a meal today. Think you could stop by? Listening to her tone. I would love to have you over for a meal today. Think you could stop by? Listening to her tone. I already knew exactly what Mrs. Ye was up to. I glanced over at Tyler, who was still waiting on Evelyn out in the yard. Is Evelyn there too? Of course she is. She misses you too. She has been feeling bad about how she treated you before I want her to apologize to you today. Oh, okay, sounds good. I will see you soon then. Yeah, I have got something else going on tonight. Let's do lunch instead. I will head over soon. Wait, is that too much trouble? Never mind if it is. No, not at all. I will start cooking right now. Just come on over. Okay. I hung up the phone and could not help but laugh coldly. Mrs. Ye has always loved money more than anything, always scheming. Calling me over this urgently means something big must have happened with the Ye family. I was not in a rush. I turned and headed back to the living room. It was almost noon and everyone's stomachs were growling. Tyler kept glancing outside, waiting for Evelyn to show up with the food. Finally, someone spoke up. Tyler, I am literally starving. When are we eating already? Yeah, it is almost noon. Are we actually getting that big meal or what? People had started grumbling. Tyler rushed to calm them down. It is coming. It will be here soon. Let me call again and check. He pulled out his phone and called Evelyn again, but the line was busy. Nobody picked up, seeing that Tyler's face darkened even more. I figured the timing was perfect. I figured the timing was right, so I stood up smiling. Guess it is not happening. I actually have somewhere to be, so I am gonna head out. You guys have fun. My words instantly stirred the crowd up. They had been sitting there for hours without even a cup of hot tea. Tyler tried to stop me, but I'd already grabbed my suitcase and waved goodbye to everyone. Just then, a luxury car pulled up outside. Everyone assumed lunch had finally arrived. But instead the door opened, and out stepped Claire holding a parasol as she walked over to me. Under the sunlight, Claire and I looked like the perfect match. The classmates all stared. Why would Claire come pick Ethan up herself? Are they dating? No idea. But honestly, looking at Ethan's whole vibe, he does not seem like financial aid material at all. No way he is on aid. Ethan casually handed out watches, worth 5 figures each. People kept whispering back and forth. This time even Kevin started doubting who I really was. Ethan does not seem like a driver's kid at all. Tyler, are you sure you got that right? Yeah, now that I actually look at him. Ethan is pretty good looking now that he has slimmed down. What do you mean pretty good looking? He is straight up gorgeous. The girls kept chattering, which left Tyler feeling sour. He glanced down at his phone, confused about why Evelyn was not answering, completely unaware. That right then, Evelyn was sitting in her living room staring at her phone on the table, completely unaware. Meanwhile, back at the Ye house, Evelyn sat in the living room, staring at her phone on the table. Mrs. Ye had already reheated the food more times than she could count. She spoke coldly when Ethan gets here. You better fix your attitude. Ethan is the only one worthy of marrying into our family. Mrs. Ye snatched the phone off the table, then glanced at the lobster abalone and sea cucumber Evelyn had secretly taken from the house, and said coldly, "You better dump that little boyfriend of yours fast." Evelyn's face darkened. Do not talk about him like that. He is such a good guy. He is only after our family's money. Trying to climb the social ladder, I have seen guys like him plenty of times. Only you would fall for someone like that. Our family is basically at rock bottom now. The Gu family pulled their investment. Your dad's business is about to collapse. If you still want to keep your title as the Yi family's eldest daughter, better start impressing him. Marrying Ethan sooner rather than later is the smart move. Right as Mrs. Ye was lecturing Evelyn, a knock came at the door. Mrs. Ye quickly fixed her posture, put on a smile and walked to the front door. But when she opened it, who was not me. Instead, it was my dad's secretary, Mrs. Ye. I am so sorry to say Ethan had something urgent come up and could not make it. He asked me to let you know personally. What do you mean he could not make it? Hearing that Evelyn's temper snapped instantly. We have been waiting here. What do you mean he could not make it? Hearing that Evelyn's temper snapped instantly. We waited for hours. The food has been reheated 3 times already. Way past the time we agreed on, and all Ethan sends is some assistant saying he cannot make it. This is clearly him playing us. Evelyn stood up and stormed straight out of the house. Evelyn, where are you going? Get back here right now. Evelyn ignored her mom and got in the car, slammed the gas pedal and drove straight for the Gu house. Right then, Claire and I were eating lunch at home when Evelyn's shouting came from outside. Ethan, open the door right now. My parents were both at work, so it was just me and Claire in the house. I walked over to the window and glanced at Evelyn seething outside the gate and could not help but smirk. I remembered clearly in my past life, once the Ye family gained power, they went after the Gu family, first tanking our business completely. Back then, when my parents tried to meet with Evelyn, she shut them out too. Now I finally got a taste of what my parents went through back then, the disrespect and humiliation. Ethan, I know you were in there. Open the door right now. Evelyn was furious. Inside, Claire had already walked over to the house phone and called the Gu family security. Someone is causing trouble. Please remove her. She hung up and sat right back down at the table. Sit, let's eat. I looked out the window and saw 2 Gu family security guards grabbing Evelyn by both arms. She struggled hard, but they still pushed her down onto the ground. The guards said impatiently, "Come on, let's go. Do not cause trouble here. I'm looking for Ethan. Tell him to come out and face me if you do not leave right now. We are calling the police." Evelyn had never been treated like this before. Her face twisted with fury. "I am the Yi family's eldest daughter. Who gave you the nerve to treat me this way? The Yi family is not even fit to carry the Gu family's shoes. And on top of that, your family is basically bankrupt. You did not know, Miss Ye. I would start worrying about your next meal soon." Word about the Ye family situation has already spread through the whole neighborhood. Practically everyone working the estate knows. Evelyn's face went cold. What are you even talking about? Looks like Miss Ye really does not know yet. Your family racked up a ton of debt, a lot of your business deals. If our boss had not been propping you up, you would have gone under a while ago. And your family turned around and bit the hand that fed you. Yet you still have the nerve to come looking for our boss. Kicking you out is honestly being generous. The guard's words hit Evelyn like a slap to the ego. She remembered her mom telling her earlier that the Ye family was falling apart. She had thought that was just her mom exaggerating to push her toward marrying me. But turns out it was all true. Save your energy. Instead of chasing after our boss, maybe worry about keeping your own title as the Ye family's eldest daughter. With that, the 2 guards slammed the gate shut. Evelyn clenched her fists. "Ethan, you piece of work. And the whole Gu family too. How dare they go this far?" Evelyn stormed off in her car, furious, watching her drive off. I felt a wave of satisfaction wash over me, and she cannot even handle this level of humiliation yet. There is a lot more coming her way when my parents got home that evening. "Can you believe Evelyn actually had the nerve to come cause a scene at our house?" I chimed in reassuringly. "Dad, do not stress about it. If it really bothers you, we could just put up a sign by the front gate saying no Evelyn or dogs allowed." Hearing that Dad's expression finally softened a little. You and your jokes. But honestly, the Ye family really crossed the line. How could they act like this? Ugh, and I used to be so good to Evelyn's family. Turns out she is just an ungrateful snake in the end. Seeing the mood had built up enough, I brought it up with my parents. I remember Mr. Ye used to hold shares in our company. And we hold shares in theirs too, is that right? I heard from a classmate that the Ye family is going through a rough patch financially. Since our two families are basically done with each other anyway, why not talk to our lawyer and buy back the Goo shares they are holding? That would honestly help them too. But in exchange, the Goo family's shares in their company should go back to us too. I know my dad has a soft heart. Right now, he is determined not to bail them out, but that could easily change later. And as long as the Ye family still holds Goo shares, they will keep collecting 8 figures a month in dividends, which basically hands them a lifeline. What I want is for the Ye family to never recover. I want them to know exactly what it feels like to have nothing. Dad thought it over carefully. You are right, honestly. The two families are done anyway. The business matters need to be settled properly at some point. Hearing Dad agree was a huge weight off my shoulders. When the Ye family eventually falls, I could not let my dad's investment go down with them, and pulling the shares back now is basically cutting our losses in time, and it cleanly severs ties with the Ye family too. Plus, I remember in my past life, the Ye family crisis was not just bankruptcy. It was crushing debt, but back then I had already married Evelyn. And the Goo and Ye families were tangled together through shares, so the Goo family had to bleed money to help bail the Ye family out. This time around, Evelyn is on her own. At the table, Claire had stayed quiet the whole time. I noticed her mood seemed off. She rarely got like this. Claire, you seem upset. You really care about the Ye family, care about the Ye family. Care about the Ye family, care about the Ye family. In a way, I guess I do care. Just not the way she thinks. What I care about is when the Ye family finally collapses and when Evelyn hits rock bottom. Obviously, I could not say that out loud. Claire looked at me confused. Why are you saying that so suddenly? Do you actually care about the Ye family? Or do you care about Evelyn? Seeing how serious Claire looked, I could not help but laugh. I do not care about the Ye family. And I definitely do not care about Evelyn. What I care about is our family. Not getting dragged into their mess or losing money over it. Do not worry. I know how badly the Ye family treated you. There is no way I would ever feel sorry for them, Claire. I am always on your side. Hearing that, Claire froze. It took her a while to process on my side. Right, so what about Tyler? What does he have to do with me? You used to like him. That was before. People move on. I used to like him, but not anymore. So who do you like now? I like my family and myself. Just as Claire's expression softened, I walked over to her and took her hand, of course. You are part of my family too. Those words made Claire's heart skip a beat. Family, but she did not want to just be his family. Meanwhile, back at the resort, Tyler was cleaning up the mess all by himself. Not only had everyone left that afternoon, leaving him to deal with the aftermath alone, but on top of that, Evelyn had stood him up, which left him completely humiliated in front of everyone. Even Kevin had made an excuse to leave that night. Tyler kept stewing over it and pulled out his phone to try calling Evelyn again. This time was different. She actually picked up. Tyler did not catch how exhausted she sounded and just snapped angrily. Evelyn, you did not answer my calls all day. Where the hell were you? Do you have any idea how embarrassed I looked in front of the whole class? But this time, Evelyn stayed silent for a long time and Tyler's stomach dropped. Realizing something was off, he quickly reeled his anger back in. Evelyn, I am sorry, I was way too worked up. I did not mean I wanted to break up. Are you okay? After a long silence, Evelyn's exhausted voice finally came through. Tyler, let's just take a few days and cool off. She hung up right after. Tyler's face went dark instantly. It had only been one day. What could have possibly happened? The next day, word about Evelyn and Tyler's fight had already spread through the entire class. Tyler, who was normally chatty in the group chat, did not say a word all day. I was not surprised at all, as for me right now, studying mattered way more than watching this drama unfold. That evening, Dad came home looking troubled. Mom looked worried. Rough day at the office. Why the long face? The Ye family came by again today wanting to meet with me. I turned them down last night when you brought up the shares. I honestly did not know how to even bring it up with them, given how long we have known each other, over a decade. In my past life, Mrs. Ye figured out exactly how soft my dad's heart was, so she kept coming back to the Goo family for help. Eventually, if we refused to help, we would look cold and heartless instead. I spoke up, Dad. Why do not you let me handle this with the lawyer? What do you know about this stuff? You are just a kid. I might not know the ins and outs of buying and selling shares, but the lawyer does. I will just go talk to Mrs. Ye and convince her to give our shares back. I promise I will not mess around. Seeing how serious I looked, Dad let out a breath. Fine. Go ahead and give it a try. With that, Dad let out a breath. Fine. Go give it a try. Just remember, it is fine if we take a bit of a loss. We should not let people say we do not value loyalty. Hearing that, I could not help but laugh bitterly inside us, not valuing loyalty. We have already given the Ye family more than enough help over the years, and they turned out to be nothing but ungrateful. They do not even deserve to have the Goo family's kindness this time. I am making sure they lose every last penny they have. The next day, I showed up at their door with a lawyer. Mrs. Ye was already stressed out over the market crash when she heard the doorbell. She figured it was another debt collector and opened the door, irritated. Knocking this early, did I not already say I would pay it back? The moment the words left her mouth, she looked up and saw me. And you are Mrs. Ye? I am Ethan. Seeing it was me, Mrs. Ye's jaw practically dropped. It had only been a few months. How did that chubby kid Ethan change so much? Ethan, is that really you? It is me. Sorry I got tied up last time I wanted to come pay you a proper visit, Mrs. Ye. You are not mad at me, right? Mrs. Ye could not stop smiling. Why would I be mad at you? Come in, come in. You've gotten so handsome I almost did not recognize you. With that, she eagerly ushered me inside. Ethan, you here to see Evelyn? Let me call her right now. No idea where that girl ran off to. I need to have a talk with her later. Mrs. Ye happily started making tea. No need, Mrs. Ye. I need to have a talk with her later. Mrs. Ye happily started making tea. Mrs. Ye, no need to trouble yourself. I am not actually here for Evelyn today. I am here for you. I glanced at the lawyer beside me. This is our family's lawyer. We came today to talk about buying back some shares, buying back shares. Mrs. Ye's heart skipped, worried I was there to take their money. My dad heard the market has been rough lately and remembered your family still holds shares in ours. So he sent our lawyer to buy back the Ye shares at a good price and help your family get through this rough patch. My words sounded generous, but what I really meant was cutting all ties. Mrs. Ye hesitated. Her family really did owe a ton of money if she could not pay it back soon. The house might get auctioned off, but if she gave up the Goo shares, they would lose their only steady income. Mrs. Ye softened her tone. Ethan, since you brought this up, I actually wanted to ask you a favor too. After Evelyn's dad passed, your family has been so good to us. But right now, we are going through the toughest time. Do you think your dad would be willing to help? Lend us a bit more, I promise. The second the market picks back up, we will pay it right back. Your family still has shares in our business. Once we recover, the dividends for the Goo family will be even bigger. Watching Mrs. Ye act so sincere, I could not help but laugh coldly inside. Mrs. Ye even bigger. Watching her act so sincere, I could not help but laugh coldly inside. Mrs. Ye, how much does your family need to get through this? The second I asked, she answered instantly. 1 billion, just 1 billion. And we would be in the clear hearing 1 billion. I feigned hesitation, that is a lot. Afraid I would say no. Mrs. Ye grabbed my hand. Ethan, you are such a good kid and your dad is such a kind man too. It is just me and my daughter here. We really have no other options without that billion. We might end up out on the street. Mrs. Ye knew I had a soft heart just like my dad. So she poured on the tears about how hard things had been. I know Evelyn was ungrateful before. I'd already talked to her about it. Trust me, in my heart you are the only son-in-law I want once you and Evelyn marry. You will be my son and our two families will be one again. Listening to her sickening rambling, I could not help but pull my hand back. Mrs. Ye, let's not go there, but 1 billion really is a huge amount. Even if we have some money, we cannot just hand over 1 billion in cash right away. Mrs. Ye started panicking. Then what do we do? Without that billion in a few days, the debt collectors are going to auction off our house. I calmed her down. Do not worry, Mrs. Ye, even though we cannot come up with the billion ourselves. You actually can. Where would I ever get 1 billion? Mrs. Ye, you are holding 5% of our company's shares. It might not sound like much, but that stake is worth around 600 to 700 million right now. Your family needs cash. That 5% brings in a monthly dividend, but that will not solve your immediate problem. Out of respect for our family's history, I will make an executive decision and buy back that 5% stake from you for 1 billion. I will figure out later with my dad how to resell that stake, even if we take a loss of a few hundred million. At least it helps your family out, hearing me lay it out like that. Mrs. Ye started to warm up to the idea that is basically 200 or 300 million extra out of nowhere. A deal like this does not come along twice. Would your dad actually go for this? My dad has the softest heart around. Leave it to me. It will happen. Seeing Mrs. Ye still hesitant, not wanting to let go of the Goo shares, I kept pushing. Mrs. Ye, I am really just looking out for you here. I heard those debt collectors use all kinds of tactics if you cannot pay. They will even come after you physically. Hearing that, Mrs. Ye's face went pale. Then fine. I will give up the shares. When would the money actually come through? Do not worry, Mrs. Ye. There is one more thing you need to agree to. What is it, Mrs. Ye? My dad actually gave me a specific task before I came here. Since I am doing you such a huge favor, I need you to buy back the 5% stake our family holds in the Ye company too, but that means your family is pulling out. We genuinely do not have that kind of cash right now, Mrs. Ye. I already crunched the numbers. The market for your company has crashed hard. Your stock value has dropped by more than half right now. Is exactly the smartest time for you to buy back that 5%. Once the market recovers, you can resell it for a profit. Think about it, Mrs. Ye. That 5% stake used to be worth close to 1 billion. Now with the crash, it is barely worth 200 million. So really the Goo family is the one taking the loss here, and like I mentioned, we are already covering an extra 300 million for you. The least you could do is return the favor. Mrs. Ye got completely turned around by my math. She might be sharp with people, but she has zero experience running a company, which is exactly why I could lead her around so easily. You are right, I should help you with this, or I would feel guilty. Giving up the Goo shares made Mrs. Ye hesitate, but buying back their own family stake was exactly what she wanted. After all, that stake could be resold for cash later, and they would not owe monthly dividends anymore. Mrs. Ye patted my hand. Let me go grab my seal and the original share agreement. Good kid, wait right here. I smiled and nodded the second she left the room. My smile dropped and I calmly sipped my tea. Mr. Goo, the lawyer, was about to ask something, but I shot him a look to stop him, and he did not say another word soon. Mrs. Ye came rushing back out of her room. The deal came together fast once we got the original share agreement between our families. My smile finally came back with this. The Gu family would finally be completely free of the Ye family. Ethan, do not worry about the money. It will hit your account soon, but let's clarify something first. Since your family is struggling right now, I figure paying back the 200 million you owe our company might be tough for you to come up with all at once. Mrs. Ye nodded along enthusiastically. So I came up with two options. First, we could deduct it from the billion we are giving you. Or second, you could owe us that amount for now. I will have the lawyer draft a contract. You can just put up something of equal value as collateral. Collateral works for me. Mrs. Yi jumped at the second option without hesitation. Exactly what I was hoping for, perfect. I turned to the lawyer with his laptop ready. Is the contract drafted the way we discussed already done? The lawyer laid the freshly drafted contract on the laptop screen in front of Mrs. Ye and me. Let's print it out, Mrs. Ye, if everything looks fine. We can sign today, that way we can get the payment to you as soon as possible. Hearing that Mrs. Ye nodded eagerly, she had no idea how to read a contract. Really had no clue what any of the terms meant, but as long as she thought it benefited her family, that was all that mattered. I sat back, sipping my tea calmly, watching Mrs. Ye look it over, stamp it, and sign it. A satisfied smile spread across my face. Mrs. Ye, for the collateral, let's use your 5 downtown properties and 3 cars. It still feels a little short, though. This is tricky. Worried I might back out, Mrs. Ye jumped in. I have some jewelry stashed away, too. All worth quite a bit, at least 20 million. Wait here, I will go grab it. I nodded. That should cover it, Mr. Wang. Please note that down, yes, Mr. Gu. The lawyer quickly wrote down everything Mrs. Ye had just listed into the contract terms. Once Mrs. Ye signed and stamped it, I stood up. Once we get the official seal on it, we will wire the payment to your account right away. Mrs. Ye, I should get going now, leaving already. You will not stay and wait for Evelyn to have dinner. No thank you, Mrs. Ye. With that, I left the Ye estate with Mr. Wang. I was worried if I stayed one more second I would burst out laughing. Mr. Gu, is it really okay to do this? What is not okay about it? After everything we have done for the Ye family over the years, it is about time they paid us back. My expression stayed flat. Bottom line, I am not letting the Gu family lose money on this, and I am definitely not letting the Ye family walk all over us anymore. When I got home that evening, Dad was still worried. Dad was worried things had not gone smoothly. Especially seeing Mr. Wang's hesitant expression, Dad let out a sigh. Just tell me, how much did we lose? Let me brace myself. We actually made 700 million. We made 700 million, Mr. Wang handed Dad. The contract we had signed with Mrs. Ye that day, Dad opened it half in disbelief. Let me see how you pulled this off. He did not take it seriously at first. But the more he read, the more shocked he looked. He even grabbed his reading glasses. Completely stunned, Mrs. Ye actually signed all of this. Yeah, she only asked for 1 billion to cut ties. She not only gave back our shares, but put up her house and cars as collateral too. Dad, it is all right. Here in black and white, would I lie to you? Dad could hardly believe it. Their 5% stake alone could easily be resold for 1.5 billion, but the Ye family just gave it back for 1 billion. And threw in all that collateral on top. This is unbelievable. What is with all this collateral, though? Dad, remember we hold shares in the Ye company. They could not pay that off in cash right away, so I told Mrs. Ye we would accept collateral of equal value. That way she could owe us for now. And if she cannot pay by the deadline, we get to auction off the collateral ourselves, listening to me explain. Dad looked a little surprised, listening to me explain. Dad looked a little surprised before this whenever the Ye family owed us money. At most they wrote up an IOU and it never even had a repayment date on it. Since our families went back so many years, Dad never pushed hard on those IOUs. Over the past year alone, the Ye family had racked up millions in debt to us. And they kept using their situation as an excuse not to pay. Dad never imagined I would actually manage to get Mrs. Ye to sign a collateral agreement. Mom chimed in, but with the market crash right now, that 5% stake is not even worth that much. Why would she agree to put up so much collateral, Mom? The Ye family used to be old money. Mrs. Ye does not really understand finance, so she has no idea what the stock market actually looks like right now. I just talked her up a little and she went along with it. But is this really okay to do? What is wrong with it? The Ye family has owed us a ton of money for a year and shown zero intention of paying it back. Mrs. Ye even showed me her jewelry today worth several million at least. Clearly they are not broke, they just do not want to pay. And besides, everyone already knows the Ye family is in debt. Us offering to bail them out is already more than generous of us. I looked at my parents and spoke seriously. Mom, Dad, doing business the right way means valuing loyalty. But if the other side does not appreciate it at all, we do not need to keep being soft. I will never forget how the Ye family treated us in my past life. This time I'm just giving them a taste of their own medicine.